so much, folks. How about that? Terry McGill, all the way from Hasbrook Heights. And now we have a special request, and we're going to hold up our end of the bargain. And Candy Sawyer, thank you so much for having us here at Jenny Brook this year. We so appreciate it. And me and Candy made a deal, and she said that I can take home Jimmy with me if I get Patrick to sing Lost to a Stranger. So, folks, you think I can hold up my end of the bargain? Hey, Jimmy, you want to sing?
Hey, what would Jimmy do?
What would he do?
Slide him over. Slide him over.
Don't break them.
I broke Jimmy.
I broke Jimmy?
Oh, you broke Bluegrass.
How do you get him off?
You don't. That's you.
Oh my.
What do you have to say, Jimmy? Folks, you want to hear Jimmy sing Lost to a Stranger? Well, we go right into it, but he's got to kick it, so he's got to stop playing around with that thing. Right over here. My darling and I, she seems so different, and I wondered why. When up stepped a stranger I never have seen, and he asked, my darling, will you dance with me? And while they were dancing, I said hello. I knew that I lost her, the one I loved. Lost to a stranger I never have seen, but the waltz they were playing had ended my dream. I sit alone. I knew that I lost her, the one I loved. Lost to a stranger I never have seen, but the waltz they were playing had ended my dream.
You do a pretty good job with my songs. Don't come up there making fun of me now. So Jimmy, coming back to you from the grave here. Don't come up here making fun of me, or you won't be in the band next time. Next time we see you boys, you won't be in the band anymore.
Jimmy, we invited you to sing one. You didn't say anything.
Well, I'm a little bit shy these days. A little bit shy in the
Apparently, never knew Jimmy Martin to be shy, but hey.
How about these Yankee boys from Long Island, the Feinberg boys?
Would you like a beer, Jimmy? Some stronger, baby. It's a little early, but...
It's Sunday.
You know, Terry and Jimmy actually had a drinking competition when Terry was like 12. He lost.
I don't
13, baby. Terry lost, let's just say that. But, Pete, how you feeling, buddy?
Relay okay.
Yeah? You want to step up to the big boy mic and tell him something?
Get out of the way.
Pete!
Thank you so much, folks.
You up?
Patty, come up here, sir.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
I got a little for you.
Yes.
When is peak time an open mic? Never. Thank you. Folks, I'm your host for the next 5 minutes, Pete. Enjoy the ride. How about these boys? They do a wonderful job for traditional bluegrass. Hold on, hold on. I only say that to see if everybody can clap. Then I got to figure out how hard I got to work. We had a wonderful time here at the Bluegrass Festival. I think Terry sold a lot of merchandise, I think. I'll tell you a story. Terry, Patty, remember the conversation you just had? Terry got himself a little job. You know, Terry's a pretty good cook if you like anything boiled. So I told him about a year ago, I said, you know what? You know, I think I told you guys about Uncle Tommy at the Bergen County Jail yesterday. So in one of our visits down there, maybe about a year ago, I said to Terry, because we were sitting in this cafeteria, I said, Terry, I think you might be able to get yourself a little job over here because your cooking is sort of right on par with all what's going on over here. So he figured he could use a winter job, so he went over there and applied. They had him cook a little goulash or something, like a little test case. They gave him a job, he did a wonderful job. So he's been cooking there nights ever since. So if you happen to be in Bergen County and you find yourself in the jail, chances are you'll be dining on some of Terry's better concoctions. So he's worked diligently in some of our van rides when Rourke is doing his lawyering in the back of the thing with the mock trials. Every once in a while, Terry gets an idea for a new recipe. So he's got Grand Theft Pollo, which I think is pretty good. It's like a little Mexicali thing he's got going on there. He's got that assault and battered fish sticks. I like that. He did a good job with that one. That was a little mushy for my taste, but then, you know, he really reached deep. You know, he really reached into his inner, I don't know, inner something. Patty?
I'm trying to help you out here.
You're not helping.
You're stumbling, man.
No, I'm not stumbling. I'm thinking. I'm creating. This isn't written down. This isn't a... Do you see any notes back here, folks? This is all coming right out of here. For better or worse. Thank you very much for that. Most people stand when I say that, but that's okay. Anyway, so what I was saying was, so he's reaching deep. He's got to come up with something good because it's a holiday coming up, and he knows his population gets a little upset when they don't have anything good. So he figured he'd go, his wife's Italian, so he figured he'd start with that. And there's like a lot of vegetarians over there, so he figured he'd kind of combine the things, so he comes up with something called Life Without Brajol. And that's like a marinara thing. And they really like that one. So anyway, so over back, I guess about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, he figured he's got enough for a cookbook. So we put together a cookbook. We stop at the Kiko's on our way to these festivals, and he Xeroxes all the recipes together. And he does a little hand drawing. He's a really talented artist, if you like that sort of thing. He calls it Taco the Taco, exactly. He calls it From the Big House to Your House. And I think he's got a couple copies left, so you can pick one up on the way out. And if they're not in the record table, they'll probably be in the garbage on the way out. So we usually use them to start fires. Let's see what else I can tell you. Oh, I got big news for you, Big Ron. I meant to tell you this the other day. I take Terry to all his doctor's appointments. So I was looking through one of these magazines, and there was like a DNA kit. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to do it. You know, I got nothing else to do. I know that my family's like Jewish from heritage, so I got that. So I sent, Big Ron, come over here where I can see you. Usually you're sitting down on a stool, you're messing me up. So I go down there, I send the kid away, right? It comes back, not only am I right about being in the lost tribe of Israel, I'm also half Native American.
Really?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So now going forward, I want everybody to address me by my given name, Sitting Shiva. So we're going to go with that. Thank you. I had to walk a long way to get that joke out, folks, but I'm glad you stayed with me. I'll tell you what, we got one picked out.
Oh my.
It's a good one. I always wanted to be in a brothers band, you know, like the Gibson Brothers. I never dreamed it would come true, but now I know it's come true. I was wishing I would have jumped for a boat. I'll tell you what, here's one called Lonesome Number One. Who's going to keep this up? How about you?
All right.
Before we pass out. Lonesome number one, they call me lonesome number one. Although no titles have I won, I surely must be lonesome number one. Every love I found has me delight to do. Every gal I wanted, she wanted someone new. Heartaches hang round, they always come. I surely must be lonesome number one. Come on! Seems I'm always losing, love just won't come near. Just when love gets close, it always disappears. Sorrow's always got me on the run. I surely must be lonesome number one. Everybody! Lonesome number one. Anybody? They call me lonesome number one. Oh, there you go. How about nobody? How about just humming? Lonesome number one, they call me lonesome number one. Although no titles have I won, I surely must be lonesome number one. Although no titles have I won, I surely must be lonesome number one.
Thank you very much, Pete. I was entertained anyway, so that's all that matters. But